You're now listening to Figure It Out, a custom 1/6 figure podcast dedicated to those who recognize work of excellence. And now, here's your host, Stiff Richards.
What is going on, guys? Stiff Richards here, back again with another podcast for you guys to listen to during your wonderful quarantine. Oh, man, I am bored. I'm like really, really bored. Like, stupid bored. I was just on the phone with my buddy Jason R. Johnson. I wonder if his middle name is Richards. Just on the phone with him, and I'm like, hey, dude, what are you doing? He's like, nothing, I'm bored. I'm like, yeah, I'm bored too. He's like, let's just do a podcast. I'm like, yeah, let's do a fucking podcast. We're going to talk about figure stuff. And hopefully, me and Jason being bored talking about toys can help you guys watching being bored pass the time. So I'm going to give my buddy Jason a call, and then we're going to just talk about whatever comes to mind. So we're going to jingle him in here.
Hello?
Jason!
What up, what up?
Yeah, my buddy Jason R. Johnson live on
My boy, what's going on?
Fucking Figure It Out. Are you nervous, bro?
I was a little bit for a minute, but now I've been kind of waiting to do this, so I'm looking forward to it, bro.
Hey, bro, it's going to be fun. Like I said,
Yeah.
We can just sit here and talk about toys because we're both bored and quarantined. How's things down in Detroit? You're in the ghetto, huh?
Yeah, pretty close, I am. And it's been interesting down here, man. I think at first it wasn't too bad, but the city already was kind of in a weird position, so now with all this, I think it's getting worse.
So you are actually in a, close by neighborhoods that motherfuckers are straight up robbing houses and shit.
Yeah, they're just coming up and just knocking the windows out with crowbars or backing their pickup truck into the wall or the front window.
So
if they don't have those cement pillars to guard the door, yeah, they're just backing the truck right up through the window.
So motherfuckers are just straight up boarding their windows up and shit down in the hood, or what?
Yeah, and you know what? I know that sounds negative, but that's a lot of the real that people aren't getting right now.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't know how long we can all continue to work at people like this before it's going to get. I don't know. I don't see us going much longer like this. Not for weeks. Maybe another 10 days, 2 weeks, maybe max.
You think that it's just going to blow over and everybody's just going to be okay and hug each other and just be fine?
Unfortunately, I don't, bro. I don't. To touch on that, I don't. I think after this economy's been hit like this, it's going to take us a while.
Yeah.
And they won't even realize how much we really lost. I just saw something on the news over here for us that said that $500 million just for the restaurant industry or something right now they're at.
Really?
Has lost their, like bars and revenues of, restaurants and places of business. Yeah. How's it where you are?
We're a lot less aggressive down here in Minnesota. We're Minnesota nice, bro. We help each other and hold each other. You got you just bought a brand new fucking strap too, son. Would you like to tell everybody that you're you're a maniac, bro? Go ahead.
I did invest in some really probably the top of the line for like your home defense.
This fucking dude starts sending me pictures. He's like, I'm ready for it. He's got like hollow tips. Fucking
it's the Colt, yeah, the M4 carbine. It's a nice,
dude,
it's a nice model.
That is a nice little piece you got there. When you went in there to buy the gun, wasn't it just pure mayhem?
Absolute mayhem. There was a guy standing outside the door with a machine gun and a walkie-talkie.
This fucker has a walkie-talkie.
And you had to. They were only allowing 7 people in the store at a time, so they had people lined up and people in their cars. With
Jesus.
Cars pulling in every minute on the minute. And the store, when you went in, it was just mayhem. The people who were in there were buying anything they could get their hands on. If it was sold out.
Weapons and shit, you mean, or what?
Yep. Weapons. The hunting rifles, shotguns, whatever they could grab, they were getting.
Jesus. That's scary.
Yep. You can't find a piece of home workout equipment or a gun or a bullet in my city right now. Or toilet paper.
That's fucking rowdy.
Yeah. Right.
So you're strapped up though. Do you have enough ammo?
I am. I got a couple extra. They had a limit on the bullets you could even get.
No
But because
shit.
yeah, there was quarantine. They were only letting you get so many bullets at a time. So luckily, when I went to do my background clearance, he let me get a little group of bullets. And then when I went back to get the gun to pick up the actual weapon, he let me get more. So I got a nice little amount. I got myself a nice about 4 clips.
Dude, a lot of people don't know this about me, but I'm a fucking gun fanatic. A couple people. It's something that I don't like to really brag. Like hold on.
I know you don't, and you know what? You told me about that a long time ago.
I have a strap in the. I'm fucking strapped right now in my studio. So, bro, I got a fucking Glock in my collection room just in case some little cocksucker tries to jump like into the basement. I got
you got motion. You got a nice setup, bro. Don't you got like the motion sensors and like the
yeah.
I remember the one time you showed something that was nice, man.
I have extreme. I don't trust fucking nobody, dude. Like nobody.
Bro, it sounds weird or like OCD or something, but that's the world we live in now, bro. No, I agree with you.
I don't even live in a rough neighborhood, but I'll tell you one thing, dude. I have lived in rough neighborhoods, and there's been times, like one time, real quick story time. I had a BMW, the 745, and I had 24-inch rims on it. And it was in Minnesota, obviously it snows like a son of a bitch. So you can only rock the fucking shoes on the whip for about 5-6 months and you got to take them off. So one day, my roommate wakes me up at like 5:30 in the morning and he's going to work. I, at the time, was working nights and he's like, he's like knocking on my door. He's like, "Hey, Joe." He goes, someone broke into your car. I'm like, God damn it. I get outside, fucking snow up to my neck, and I see the broken glass, and I see everything stolen out of my shit. And I'm like, fuck. So I call the police because I was like a real flashy, like this is back when I was a fucking rapper. So I had like the gator on the inside, and I had like the screens and shit on the headrest.
Okay,
and like,
you were rolling.
Yeah, dude, I was hurting the streets. But what happened? So I called the police to make a police report, and then I went back to bed. At like noon, I woke up and I called the homies over. We're fucking all about to ride on some fools to see who could have done this, blah blah blah.
Right.
And my buddy like looks at me and his jaw dropped. And I'm like, what? He like points over to like the corner of my fucking garage where I would store my rims. And they were gone. And I'm like, no shit. And then I look at my buddy that woke me up and I'm like, hey, was the fucking garage door open when you woke up? He goes, yeah, I just thought you forgot to shut it. So long story short, these dudes busted my window in. They opened my fucking garage with the garage door opener.
Oh my God, bro!
And bro,
they basically had the tools they needed to just take what they needed.
Yeah, and they rolled them bitches right out. They took they stole fucking tool. They just got me, dude. So ever since then, could you imagine? Let me ask you this: could you imagine if you and your old lady or some shit, you're out to fucking Home Depot, let's say, and you come back and you know your house been raided and all your figures were gone?
Oh my God, bro. That probably would be the worst case scenario.
Bro.
You talk about a heart attack, yeah.
Oh my God.
That's the first thing you're doing. If you know you've been broke in, right, you're running right to your figure room.
Dude.
You're sprinting right there. What'd they get?
Dude, that's what I'm saying. But would people even, okay, if you were a fucking criminal and you broke into a house and you saw, like if you came downstairs into my collection room.
That's a great point. You're right. They would walk right by that shit. They would.
They would.
They'd not know that's right.
The funny thing is with that too is I don't think motherfuckers could sell the shit. Like what if you saw like a DX Wonka on Craigslist?
I think that, and well, I'm sure we'll get to that, but I think that's part of that that underlying little hidden layer of the hobby that people don't know about out there.
Right.
That until you peel it back, you don't find out about it.
Right. So if somebody lists like a Doc Holliday on eBay, like I get 5 messages from random people like, oh, look at this, bro. So I don't think that if somebody really hit me for a lick or got your fucking collection, like down in the ghetto, because I know you ain't boarding the windows up, player.
No.
So
we
someone,
know where we are though. We're pretty good where we are. I mean, we're just outside of Detroit. We're in a city called Warren, Michigan.
Yeah.
And so we border up. We're the third largest city around by Detroit. But unfortunately, we border right up to the 8 Mile border where that movie 8 Mile came from and everything with Eminem.
Yeah.
It's 2 miles down the road from me right there.
That's fucking nuts, dude. That's cool, though.
Yep.
But I was saying, like, if somebody stole your figure collection and then tried to list it on eBay, like, they wouldn't know what to do with it. So they would probably, like I said, they would probably walk in and they would walk right by the collection. They'd steal my piece of shit TV.
They would. You'd right, the TV be gone off the wall, the Van Gogh would still be there. And you'd be like, yes, I can get another TV, but fuck that Van Gogh.
Dude, that's fucking awesome. He goes, the TV will be gone, but that fucking Van Gogh is still there. All right, so fuck my life. What else, buddy? We haven't scripted this either. We just said we shoot from the hip, so it'll be cool.
Absolutely, bro. 100.
So let's talk about my buddy Jason R. First of all, is your middle name Richards?
Yes, it is.
Oh, cool.
Yep. They call me Dick Johnson.
Dude, my middle name is Richards too, bro. So like we could be friends. We could be Richards. Middle name.
Some wild energy, some crazy energy.
Bro, we need to get outfits and shit. Some uniforms.
Yeah, one of my big idols was Dick Butkus anyway, one of the linebackers from the NFL. So that's kind of cool.
There you go. My
dog.
So how did you come across this wonderful hobby that we're now obsessed with?
Well, bro, this is what's cool about it. I'm glad to be on this show because I've been hearing you talk about this for a long time. And I'm glad to get this opportunity because I think it's going to show that I represent the grassroots type of collector, like the everyday collector. Some guys talk shit about, the guys that come into this, man. They're all, dude, everybody's not millionaires. And I know there's guys in our hobbies that are ballers, that are the big whales. But if you really are into this and got love for this, man, you don't have to be some everyday big shot or some millionaire to get into the custom hobby and collect.
Right. That's very true.
So that's what I thought would be a good chance for me to show that from where I came from.
So you're saying you're not a baller, you're just the everyday.
Yeah, I started collecting in 99.
Okay.
Yep, collecting in 99, and I was a poly collector, like a junkie. I collected everything, bro. Action figures, comic books, statues, movie posters, cards, everything at one time.
It's just in your blood.
Yes, as I was into that for a long time. And then I started, and I was always a horror-heavy guy, but I'm a junkie, though. Like, I love it all. I'm a big superhero guy. I love the villains. That's my favorite, all the villains. And horror has always been my number one love to the bone since I was a little kid. Something about since I was a teen, Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, all that stuff, dude, that just is like the heavyweight shit for me.
Right.
Big time stuff. I'm talking like in your memories of childhood. So that's where it was. It played heavily into my collecting. But to keep it moving, I'd been collecting for some years, and I'd taken a break, and I was laying off because I had filled a room to the ceiling with plastic bins where you could only open the door and step in. And I had started to partially fill up the basement. I probably had 1,000 action figures at one time.
Don't you have like life-size shit too?
I do. I collected some horror props, like life-size horror props.
Yeah.
All kinds of shit. But yeah, so I'd done all that, and it got to a point where I was almost like hoarding now. It got unhealthy. Like I was just doing it and doing it and doing it. Well, I had laid off for a while. I fell off the wagon. I actually was bored, and I was on eBay one night. And I started fucking around and looking for stuff, and I started doing some searches. And this is exactly how it happened. It was crazy how the lightning bolt hit. I started messing around with Jason Voorhees and Hannibal Lecter. And the very, very first thing that I ever got up was when your video came up with the Jason Voorhees to part 3 with Beto.
Oh, on YouTube?
That's the review. Yep, that's the first shit that I saw.
Oh boy!
So I'm like, what happened was so weird how I gravitated to YouTube because I was just looking at the figures on eBay, And what happened was I started catching on because, dude, I'm a tech caveman. I'm like, oh, this is cool. A lot of this shit on here now. Fuck, they've got on YouTube where the people are talking about the figures and they're opening them and shit now.
Yeah.
So that's what got me on that track. So all of a sudden, boom, I'm on YouTube digging around, and here's your video, and I'm like, wow, what is this about this? This looks fucking crazy. I'm like, is this a homemade figure or something? Like, what is this dude made? So I pulled it up, and boom, it was that video.
The Jason
and the rest
3.
is history. Yup, the Jason Part 3.
What did you think when you first saw that?
Honestly, dog, I was fucking blown away. I was stunned. I didn't say a word. I just instantly knew, like, this shit was something different, like on another level. And I've got expensive taste, so that's why I was not happy about this, because I'm like, dude, if you like this, and I knew right away, this is what's weird. This is where all the guys out there that know, I collected NECA. I collected all that shit.
Right.
When I looked at that, I knew right away that this is going to be more expensive just by looking at it. I'm like, this is higher quality. I don't know what this costs, but this is not cheap. So that was that. And then I had resorted to screenshotting certain segments of that video, and it would freeze with your hand there holding the box, and it shows that custom horror bases on the bottom. Well, back then, I don't know about now, but back then, dude, when you went and did that custom horror bases, I'm like, oh, cool, I found it. And you go there, fuck, it was just Beto's blank site, and it said, hey, see you soon. Thank you. And it just had a picture of this custom horror bases site saying, we'll be back some other time.
We'll see you around.
Right. That was it. So the next thing I did was I sent you an email.
Okay.
And then that was it, bro. That was it right there. And I didn't think you'd respond. I'm like, no way, this dude, if he collects this type of shit, he's never going to send an email back or give two fucking shits about telling somebody, like anything about this or where he got it or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it, bro.
And I emailed you back. And then I think what I did is I've done this with a lot of other people too, like Lance, Fred Krueger. He did that same exact thing where he emailed me. He's like, dude, please fucking tell me where to go or how to get this.
And it's overwhelming at first, bro.
Well, you didn't even have a Facebook account, so I said, dude, let me tell you, start a Facebook.
Yes.
Join my group, Six Scale Grails.
You did.
And you can join some of these other Facebook groups and teach yourself.
That was it. That's all it took, dude. Once that happened right there, it opened up literally the whole hobby right there. That's what I would call stepping through the door, for sure. Best verb you could put on it, bro. Like stepping through the door.
Aren't you glad you found the hobby though?
I am, bro. I am. It's been really weird, Joe, because I've told you this before. I mean, I just recently went through a divorce.
Yeah.
Like after being married for like years, 20 years, a long time. And it's not a bad thing. I'm not, putting a somber note on it, but the hobby actually, dude, it got me through some really tough times. It just gave me something positive. I'd go to work during the day. I come home, walk the dog. And it was like, it gave me something like I knew that the next figure coming out or what artist was thinking about making something else, or
it gives you something to look forward to.
Yeah, it did. It really did, bro.
That is exactly how I feel too about the hobby. And there's a lot of times when over this past decade that I've been doing this where I've just fucking hit the wall, and life in general is just a pile of shit. And when you're down in the dumps, you can always go down, look at your collection, maybe message another collector, talk to it's a good outlet. And it's crazy, like you really meet a lot of awesome people and a lot of friends. Like, dude, how long have we been talking now? A few years.
4 or 5 years, bro.
Yeah, and it's
about 4 or 5 years now. It was like 2016, 17 when I got in.
It's fucking crazy.
It is, bro. It is how quick it's went too.
So, what was the first custom figure that you bought?
First custom figure I bought actually was not the first artist that I stumbled on. In the order that I stumbled upon him, it's got nothing to do with how I like him. I would have to say that Betomatali is probably my number one. He's my favorite artist. I love Rain Man. I have his stuff. I love Cajun art. I don't have any of his stuff yet.
Mm-hmm.
I love Scott Peterson too. He's a great artist. I don't have anything from him.
What about your boy Johnny?
Love Johnny. Johnny is my boy. I'm a big fan of him. Rocky was one of the first sets that I wanted getting in.
You love that set so much, and you hate that fucking plastic. What is it? What?
I do, dude. I do. I really frowned on that. And I know, and you were right. They did not recast it or something like that. But dude, it was just done in such poor taste because I thought, here Johnny finds his little place where he's got his own figure. He did his version of it. Yeah, people could polish up sculpts all day, but I liked the way he did it.
Mm-hmm.
He caught Rocky good. Like Sly Stallone was heavier back then. You know, he was not some cut up little model like he was like more in Rambo and shit when he's all chiseled up.
Yeah.
And he even got in better shape throughout the Rockies. But that first one, dude, Johnny got his build perfect. And he did buckets. He gave you the meat rack. I mean, that was as big as, like I said, like Friday the 13th for me. So, yeah, I love that set.
You fucking hate we're not gonna throw anybody under the bus.
I do, dude. I do, because it's just so cheesy looking, kind of, and the way that they did it and everything. And I just thought, man, dude, this is the problem right now. Guys doing shit like this when there's so much other stuff that hasn't been done.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of, I thought it was in poor taste, even if it wasn't, you know, like a recast directly.
These companies definitely keep a fucking eye on what's hot in the custom world.
They do. I didn't realize that as much as that goes on, but yes, it's almost like they wait for what the next project's going to be to see.
It like has
when you asked me, dude, I got so many things that I want to get off here, but my first set that I ever got, bro, was Norman Bates' Psycho DX set from Rain Man.
Oh my god,
that was the first one I ever got.
What'd you think?
Boom, boom. It was. I was blown away, bro. Blown away. I was totally amazed.
And then after that,
I had never seen work done like that, and Hold It in Hand was even better. The Mother was just like on another level, bro.
And then you got you have the DX undisplayed fucking Exorcist set.
I did. That was up next, my boy Tariq.
That's
that's another thing. It's like shout out to all.
That's a banger.
My friends out there. All my boys out there, everybody out there, all the great collectors and friends that I met out there. Shout out to all those guys. But yeah, I got that too from Tariq Hammond.
It's a fucking rowdy ass set, dude.
It was mint, dude. Tariq took good care of me. It was in great condition, and I still have that one to this day. That's one of my favorite sets. The Exorcist was another one that scared me pretty good as a kid, man. I stuck in my head.
I had the DX set, and then for the longest time, I had it displayed with the two beds or whatever, obviously, and just two beds. Like I felt like from an overall the sight of the two beds just threw me the fuck off. So I had to get rid of one of them. I wish I wouldn't have, but
you got a lot of real estate you're eating up with stuff too. So
yeah, I try to keep my collection under 22 to 24 figs, because when you're dealing with that type of money, bro. Like you said, you're not rich, you're not, you're just the average Joe Schmo fucking everydayer, and so am I, dude. Like, people always think that I'm some baller, and I am fucking far from that. So,
dude, you work. You know what? You make the hobby a priority, and you work for things that you want in the hobby. That's the way I'm describing it. Was telling you, it's like, man, I'm willing to sacrifice a couple paychecks for one of these figures. You know what I'm saying? I really am. With all the money that people spend out in the world on shit and waste on things, that's why I some of these guys, I hear them now, and I'm not saying no names, but I see these guys now carrying flags and doing their videos and shit now. And they got a whole different tune they're singing now. Before, they were telling people, like, guys in our hobby and the customs, that we were assholes and we were suckers and shit for buying these figures, and now they're showing love to it because it's become more popular, and they're doing reviews and saying about how people got different options from mass produced to the customs, and I'm not buying that. Like I said, a lot of people are changing their tune on that.
How do you feel about? Well, I already know how you feel about. Would you like to talk about how people like to, instead of buying? I mean, again, people are gonna fucking buy and collect exactly how they want to collect, but I think after knowing you for 4 years, I know that one of your biggest pet peeves is people that fucking constantly buy the 200, like they'll buy like 10 $200 figures instead of like three like really nice sets.
Dude, I can't. I don't get the money. Yeah, and it's like, that's what I mean. That's most of those people talking shit. It's like, bro, if you put aside some of that production stuff. There's your nice custom figure for a nice display right there, all neat and organized. It's like, you can't tell me either. These guys can get offended if they want, but that's what I mean. I collected that shit. I had basements full of it. I held on to certain things for 20 years.
Yeah.
And they hadn't gained $50 in value.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about with a mass-produced item versus a handmade art.
People really don't, like, if you're really not into the custom figure shit, people who call it art, to them, it's just like a douchey, like...
Right. Oh,
you know
guys,
I mean?
It's toys. It's not toys, man. This is not toy. I got out of the toy collecting to get into this.
Right.
I view this as art, too. I really do.
What do you think of the guys that... Man, I didn't want to turn this into a shit talking fest. I mean, I would, and everybody watching would like me to just talk shit because everybody likes to watch.
Cracking up, fools.
Bro, people like to watch. People like to watch from afar, just shit burn.
Right. Like, do it, Joe. Do it. Right.
They're like, just fucking start getting rowdy. Okay, so we're all over the place. What do you think about guys that...
You know what, though? To touch on that, too, yeah, that is a big, all of a sudden, a big trend now. There's a ton of figure reviewers now. And there's a ton of guys that do this now.
Yeah, and there's a ton of guys
that... You came in our hobby before, it was not like that.
You know, I watch these videos, and I'm going to support anybody who comes out and takes time to show the hobby love. But what fucking kills me, bro, is there's a lot of guys doing this that they're like, oh, well, I'm going to take it upon myself to, you know, make a video and, you know, teach these guys, when the shit that they're saying, like, in their videos is all wrong.
Absolutely.
And then I just shut my eyes and I'm just like, oh my God, buddy.
And yet they're acting like they're an authority on this all of a sudden now. Right.
They're just like, I don't know.
I got you.
I'm not talking about any individuals. There's plenty of people, like you said, on YouTube, and they can do whatever the fuck they want to do. If it's something that makes them happy, go for it. But it's like, who in the fuck made you the go-to guy? He's like, you know, like, if they're...
Right.
I don't want to get into details, but, dude, that shit fucking drives me nuts.
Yeah, and now and now all of a sudden they've changed their tune now because they're like a bandwagon jumper, or like one of those fans who they put all the team's hats on the fish tank, and whoever's winning, they just grab that hat off the fish tank and put it on their head and say that's who they were voting for from the beginning.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those cats out there.
Yeah. Well,
so, yeah, bro.
What about the guys the motherfuckers that take their figures outside and, like, paint on them and shit?
Oh, dude, that shit, that gets me to another level. First of all, it's like just thinking of the dirt, dirt and the shit that's out there.
So anybody watching, Jason,
fuck, dude,
my buddy Jason on the phone here, he's got OCD like you've never seen. Like, he's OCD like a motherfucker.
Guys, man, don't take your figures outside. Photo the shit out in the grass and shit.
Dude,
don't do it, don't do it, boys. You know, where you see the dudes that take them to the park and shit, they just pop them out of their backpack and they got them on the picnic table and shit. They're like, I thought I'd take a couple shots. That shit's rowdy, dude.
He says they take them to the park and shit. They take them out of their backpack. Dude, could you fucking... Bro, what would you do if you were, like, with your family and shit and you saw some, like, grown dude take a bunch of dolls out of his backpack and, like, fucking pose them up? And
he might be like that one cat that we used to catch on to, that Buffalo Billy kid that was doing the vicious shit with the Barbies and shit and the camping sessions and shit.
Yeah.
That shit was... that dude was wild, man.
Oh my God!
You know what though? What's so funny is I sent you that message the other day when I got my Creep Show figure, and I was. How do you
feel about the Creep Show figure, Jason? Nathan.
Oh, bro, it is epic. It is epic. The body is so perfect on it. The way that I don't know the way that they got that body, but he flexes perfect. Like, dude, they nailed it. Yep. They nailed it. We waited on that one for a minute, but I'll tell you what. Battle got that one right down the middle and knocked it out.
How long was that fucking wait?
Oh, dude, we were over 2 years, a little bit, slightly.
That
we
shit
really
was
were,
rowdy.
man. I mean, because there were some holdbacks. There were some things where it got kind of held up because he couldn't figure out a couple things or how he wanted to do it.
But now that we have it,
yeah.
it's just like fucking.
Oh my God, yeah, Battle gets it, man. He, in the end, you know, he's not going to give it to you if it's not done right.
So now that you have it, you got your own set to the side, like you like to say. If somebody came up to you and said, Jason, in this time with this global pandemic, I'll give you $7,000 for it. Would you sell it?
No, I wouldn't, bro. Swear to God, I would not.
Okay, so what if somebody came up to you?
No lie. I couldn't do it because I couldn't box it up. People would be like, come on, dude, are you dumb? You just do it. You know, you just do it. Get rid of it. Then you get another one. No.
You couldn't get another one.
I would not get rid of mine. No way, brother. I would not sell mine. I've fought tooth and nail to hang on to my customs, man. I've had a lot of opportunities where I was down and out, and maybe I could have just, you know, transitioned into my divorce between places and stuff. I didn't know where I was going to end up.
Yeah.
I still have a big goal, and I'm working on that right now, and that's to display my collection. That's been my goal since day one.
Yeah, but you're between, like you said, you're kind of between divorces and.
Yep. And I've hung on to everything I have, dude. I've never sold one of my figures yet.
You haven't. And it makes me die.
And I incurred debt. It was not easy. I worked my ass off in the summer. I do landscape and lawns and stuff, so it's like I got my own business. But, dude, I worked hard. And, no, I've kept my figures, bro.
I respect it. I can't hate on it. What's your, I have to ask every single collector that comes on here. Okay, so your old lady wakes you up in the middle of the night and your house is on fire. What figure do you grab? You can only grab one.
Oh, dude, that's so hard. That's so hard because I would, with the other hand, grab another one, but if I can only grab one.
Only grab one.
Jason Part 6. My Jason Part 6.
Ain't that a fucking phenomenal figure, dude?
Yeah, it is, dude. I'm so that thing is like, it's like a little museum piece, bro. It really is. It made me feel a little better because I was so bummed about the other one. You know, I came around late, but just having that one.
Oh, dude, you mean the Part 3? You've been really wanting on the Part 3 too.
That was before my time. Yeah,
owning some of these pieces, bro. It's museum shit. Like I said, it's like, dude, when you have like an original, not a commission, but original, you know, Fluffy or Part 3 or, you know, a Bill the Butcher version 1 Eagle Eye from Rain Man. It's hard to explain to the guys that don't really know. Don't really understand. It's a good fucking feeling, man.
That's kind of what 1/6 did for me, though. It cleaned up my collecting style because that's where I am now. It's like, dude, I would love to bring up, you know, imagine bringing your buddies or somebody over or somebody in and taking them in your room, clicking on the lights and being like, you know, check out this handmade Jason Voorhees figure, bro. You know, an artist made this by hand from Mexico. Or look at this. You know, people know Elephant Man. Look at my Elephant Man figure that this guy named Rain Man made from Korea by hand. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. That's some shit to talk about over a beer with your buddies or something, like, you know what I mean? Like, guys look at some shit and they're like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool or whatever. But I mean, that's something that's gonna stick in your head. I've had a lot of people, like, for example, I mean, my new girl and her daughter and stuff, they were amazed by this shit. Yeah, she's 15 years old. The kid was, and she was looking at it like, wow, that's pretty cool. Like, well, that's what I mean. Like, people are amazed by this shit too.
When my wife and her friends are at the house and shit, when she has like new friends come over, or people from work or whatever, and they come down, and we bought our house. It was a meth home, and I broke my back for fucking
Dude, you have
2 years.
Yes, I have to say, bro, you have really made your house come on. You got a nice house over there now.
Thank you. But point of that is my wife likes to give tours, right? So she has new friends come over and shit. It fucking kills me every time.
And then they get to the figure room,
bro. I'm like, come on, man. She's like, I'm usually not here.
Get your husband to tell us about this.
Yeah. So she's like, so here's my husband's man cave, and I got fucking 6 Detolfs on risers. which on film doesn't look like much, but like in person, it's very large and intimidating. Like they don't know what the fuck it is, so they're just like, Jesus Christ. And then they see like all my murderabilia and skulls and shit. She goes, this is my husband's room. It's kind of sketchy.
That's crazy too, bro.
But when they come down and they look at the figures, it's a different amazed.
I know
if you
exactly
tell them,
what you mean.
You could tell them like, yeah, there's 10 of these in the world, and there's this is made by hand from so and so, versus like, oh, this is a Hot Toys figure I got on eBay.
Right.
You know what I mean?
One of my close buddies who's not even into collecting shit, I've sent him some pictures of this stuff. And he was like, dude, that's dope. That shit's crazy, man.
It is. It's fucking really crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm not hating on the guys that like Hot Toys, because, Hot Toys are dope too.
In my admission, I'm a fan of some Hot Toys. I'm such a junkie, to be honest with you.
You got to stay away from that shit.
Shout out to our boy Timmy, our boy Tim Samra. No, I would if I love the Hulk, so I love the Hulk figure. I like the Hulk Buster.
Okay, so let's talk about the Hulk real quick. I've been telling Jason, Jason's been wanting to get the Hulk for fucking since we met, and I've been telling him, stay the fuck away from the Hulk.
You did,
dude. You're gonna get that Hulk, bro. It's gonna come in some plastic clamshell with a little like what are those salt packets for like freshness? You're gonna crack that bitch open, bro, and you're gonna feel like the clicking of the joints and shit, and you're gonna be all fucking stressed.
I had to admit though, dude, you are,
bro.
Your things you say will ring in my head, because I'll tell you what's weird about these figures, and you got to watch out. Staging can be a big thing with these figures, and that Hot Toy, if it's in the right lighting and details and stuff, they got a way of making it look. But when you said that, I had saw a picture that really got it in a weird light, and dude, you're right. The joints and the way it's laid out kills it by making it look like a toy more. It does.
Speaking of the Hulk, fucking Rob Collin, Fine Design, he's kind of gone now. He's MIA. But he was a good friend of mine for years. Yeah, he used to collect some Hot Toys shit, and he would. And I, for the record, people that have their Hot Toys mixed in with their customs, like I think that looks really dope, and you can really present that in a classy way. But he said that when he bought that Hulk, he opened it and he like completely had.
I could agree to that,
bro. He had a fucking like he sat back. He said, "What am I fucking doing?" And he said,
"Oh my god,
I just bought this." And then he smoked a fat ass blunt and just stared at it. He's like, I can't believe I bought this.
I do love the Hulk, and even the Gladiator one is badass. But dude, like you said, he's hindered by his big shoulder piece. Like he don't move, and they with the joints and stuff like that, it does come off a little toy looking. So yeah, I had to agree on that.
Honestly though, like if I liked the Hulk and if I liked the Avengers or whatever the fuck it is that he's in. I don't watch much science fiction shit. I don't do that at all. But I think that like, okay, so if Hot Toys came out with a horror line, 100% I would be in. I would buy them all, and I wouldn't give a fuck.
Right.
Straight up. Could you imagine if Hot Toys was like, all right, guys, this year we're gonna do a Michael Myers, a Freddy, a Jason, and a fucking Leatherface. Wouldn't you be stoked?
They probably would do a pretty damn good job. Yeah, I mean, they probably would do good.
They would, but I'm just not a superhero guy, and I really wish I was a RoboCop guy because their RoboCop looks fine.
Dude, I love RoboCop. That's what I mean. I love RoboCop too. I'm glad you brought that one up. I forgot about that. RoboCop and the Edo 209 or whatever. That shit's dope.
And the Ecto one, the fucking Ghostbusters vehicle.
That's dope too. I love that too. And that big ass Batmobile. I thought that was fire.
See, if I was more into it, God, I wish I was. I wish I was. I was talking to Tim because he has the Ecto
though, bro.
one.
You need a warehouse for all that shit, dude.
Right, Tim. I talked to Tim and he's like, dude, I got one. If you want one, I'm like, dude, I think I wasn't a Ghostbuster guy. I think I've seen it a couple times, but I was like, man, if I get the fucking Ecto 1, then I'm going to have to buy the goddamn Ghostbusters. Where am I going to put it? Like, it's huge. And I think that's a lot of people didn't buy it because of the fact that it's the fucking size of this desk. And it's a sick-ass piece, like, for sure. And if it was something that I was, like, really into as a kid, there would be no way that I wouldn't buy it. But I can't I can't do it. And I'm really glad, by the way, that you didn't buy that motherfucking Hulk.
No.
What if you had the Hulk like in your closet with all your other figures right now?
You know, if I did have that Hulk, I'd have to have him with Dr. Banner. To have Dr. Banner and have them together, that would be awesome. And that them Hulkbusters are pretty cool too, bro. I mean, that's what I'm saying though. But you'd have that somewhere totally away from your custom stuff. Yeah, I think it's a no too to mix them up.
So you're gonna just continue to just strictly collect customs.
Yep, I'm customs only right now. That's all. I'm down with.
You liquidated a lot of your collection to afford some of these fucking things.
Yes, I did. I've sold tons of shit. The day that I seen and discovered this stuff, I instantly didn't want my old stuff no more.
See, that's interesting that you say that, because I don't mean to interrupt, but a lot of people, bro, like a lot of guys, like, okay, so when you see a new guy or hear of a new guy in the custom figure hobby, they come in hard as fuck, and you're like, dude, this dude's either a baller or he sells fucking heroin or blow, because this dude's picking up all the good shit. But usually what it is fuckers come into this, they see it, and then they instantly liquidate everything else that they've been collecting over the years because they didn't know it existed, this shit.
That's what happened to me. And what's funny is I still know that there was a large portion of my collection that was expendable, but then I had some Grail shit that I still have with me here at this house with my custom stuff. Because I was into like some animation stuff like Devilman and Fist of the North Star, and I had a lot of shit from that, and just some of that little stuff, and some of the little stuff that I'd accumulated, I kept back. My comics, like I've got some comics I kept, but I did, dude. I didn't want any of that stuff anymore, and it's like I had an image of some nice clean detox or a display case with the customs in there, and a nice.
There's nothing better though.
Yeah, that's my collecting style has come to that now. Like, it's just clean, organized. All that high volume shit, dude, it gets maddening. It's too much warehousing, all that plastic and shit. You got to stack it up and put all your packages up of them littler, Marvel Legends and all that shit. Dude, that shit eats up a lot of area.
That stuff's all cool. Like I watched, I can't remember the guy's name. Yesterday I watched, like he had a NECA Michael Myers and like Halloween collection. And I mean, we're all at heart, we're toy collectors, I think that a fucking little NECA figure is like super cool, and it reminds me of my childhood. And I used to play with toys and guys, or that's what my mom called them. She'd be like, "You want to play with your guys?" And I was like, "Yeah." The guys. She's like, "Do you want to play with your guys?"
Dude, I walked around with a bag of action figures.
Bro, so did I. So
I really did, bro.
So that's gonna always be in our DNA, but it comes to a point where it's like, I can't fucking collect something that I can just sell and if I need money and then buy back when I have the money.
Well, dude, unfortunately, and like I say, man, this shit can rub people the wrong way. Don't take this the wrong way, man. I'm not talking down on none of the guys out there, but dude, it was you specifically who, when I started bullshitting with you, and you started saying some stuff, and it stuck in my head about the mass-produced shit, dude. And I just started thinking, yeah, dude, I mean, I've held on to this stuff, like I said, for more than 15. It's gained nothing in value. And when there's still 300 of them on eBay, dude, there's no collectability really to that. If it's something personally that you just really, you just don't care. But yeah, I'm like, as a collector, right, collecting is something different. We want to know, we like it personally, but we like to know we have something of value. Every collector loves that. Every collector loves to say, "Oh yeah, I bought this. I didn't give a shit what it was worth." But now, yeah, it's held in there pretty good, or it's worth this or this.
Now, if you say that to the community, people will be like, "You're a fucking elitist and you're stupid." But they all know what the fuck we're talking about. Like, if you're a collector, you want to have a rare, highly sought after, highly looked up to collection. Like, if you spend all this money, all this time, all this effort into building a collection, you don't want your shit ripped off, replicated. And people that say that it doesn't matter, they're fucking full of shit. And they're hating and they're jealous and they're thumbing down videos and they're going back to their collection and they're like, those guys think they're better. It's like, no, motherfucker. I'm really proud of the fact that instead of just giving up and buying 4 figures that are okay, I fucking saved paycheck after paycheck after paycheck and bought the figure that I really, really, really fucking wanted. Now, you can call me whatever you want, but that is the fact of the matter. And
that's the way I look at it.
And there's also other, there's other
and you
types
know what's funny, Joe?
Go ahead.
Not to cut you off, bro, but yeah, I mean, just to touch on exactly what you're saying. I've watched a lot of the dudes that complain about shit and say, oh, God, I wish I had a good thing in my collection, and they've chased their tails with ordering these fucking coveralls and multiple weapons, tons of head sculpts and the boots and endless combinations trying to get it right. And they've just, that shit's not cheap. Head sculpt, couple $100, the weapons $100. Before you know it, stop all that shit. Just let the artist take care of it if you're a fan. If you really want it, get his and let him build it for you and do it right.
Right. And I used to spew that shit all day, but to be fair, there are a lot of guys that just like putting together their own bashes. And
I see that, and I have to admit to you, I can't relate to that. I cannot. I don't build figures.
You're not an artist.
No. That's not the fun of it for me, and it's so weird. Even when I was a fucking total greenhorn, and I came in and didn't know nothing from nothing, I instantly could see that they were doing that. Like, okay, wait a minute, what is this shit? There's the good ones over here that the artist got, and then guys go over here now, and I see what they're doing. They try to replicate this by building their own, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I'm like, I'd rather have this shit or not have any at all.
Yeah, that's just how.
Forget it. Just leave it alone.
Yep, that's how you are, buddy. That's fucking
you know what I'm saying?
And you're not only are you like just you're
no, it's totally in their defense, dude. I see what you're saying, bro. You're right, Joe. I mean, and those guys enjoy themselves,
and that's what it's about. It's just different types of collecting.
At all, man. Yeah, I don't hate on it at all. It's just not my style, not at all.
But then after all that's said and done, I think to myself, it's like, well, maybe they think that the way that we're collecting is fucking stupid.
Probably.
Do you know what I fucking don't?
Yeah, you're at a stalemate. It's like in wrestling when the ref's got to stand you back up. You know what I mean? Like it's like for real. Yeah, you're not going to get through to that side on that issue.
So one of my biggest pet peeves in this whole hobby, bro, is when some random. You don't even have to be random. But some collector will come up and they'll take a fucking figure, right? And they'll like bust out the hot glue gun and shit. They'll fucking take some Q-tips or whatever the fuck they're doing, maybe some paints.
Uh-oh.
And they'll fucking
You're talking getting the toolbox out.
Yeah, they bust out the fucking tackle box and they start customizing a figure, bro. And then
dude, come on. I mean,
and then they fucking
when you take it to the workbench and you got the toolbox in hand, you go to the workbench,
and then you take and then they take it and then they fucking customize it themselves. But then they tell everybody, they're like, oh, this is a one of one. This is a one of. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, people, this shit has gotten so watered down, Jason, that people don't even understand now, the new guys, the difference between a $10,000 one of one from an artist to, they're like, oh, this is the only one in the world from fucking Carl Eller. Like, it's like, bro, shut up.
You know what? You personally, would you say, as far as like a one-off like that, was your Frozen Jack one of your only? Would you consider that one your only piece that you had that was like that, or was there others?
You mean did he make more of them?
Yeah.
No, there was only one.
That's what I'm saying, dude. That was crazy,
dude. And the thing is like I got like that Frozen Jack. People hated it. When I first bought that, so many people would message me, and they're like, dude, how much did you pay him? How much did you pay him? I can't even remember what I paid him, like $5,000 or some shit, and people were like, you fucking stupid idiot, dumbass. I paid $5,000 for it, yeah, but...
That was big time shit, though.
I think I sold that thing for fucking... I think someone offered me $K for it.
That was so fucking cool, though, bro. It looked so real. and the way he was sitting.
Yeah.
It just, dude, that was. I had stared at that figure quite a few times, dude. That was a good one.
That's. I really hate that I fucking deleted my YouTube channel because I had so many good pieces on there, so much good content. I don't know.
Now, if I was to ask you, could you answer? Do you have in your whole collection right now? If you could walk up and grab one figure right now off the rack, what's your number one piece right now you own that you're taking to the grave? Your one you're keeping, your one you're not getting rid of, your one you're not interested in selling. If it got stolen, you'd be fucked. Which one?
See, I like questions. I'm looking at my shit right now. Fuck.
I know. I have a personal favorite figure in your collection,
dude. You know what though? I'm gonna say this: that people are sleeping right now on my Edward Scissorhands, my prototype from K June. People are sleeping on that, bro. That thing is so like.
So that's like your favorite. So that, I mean, it could be anything. Maybe it's your favorite figure at this minute right now, because I know sometimes that happens. I mean, they might turn a little bit, they change.
Dude, I don't know. That pretty woman, my DX Wonka is always the heat.
Yeah, dude, you do got some fiery pieces though, but that Wonka, I'd have to say that.
I mean, when it comes to like not being able to fucking get shit back, like I've been in this hobby for 9 years and I have never seen, I think maybe one time, but it was, I think the eBay ad had it for like $22,000, but my DX Wonka, like could you imagine if you had a DX Wonka and the motherfucker, like your house burned down?
Oh my God, bro. That would be one of those things. Like I said,
because there's other figures. I mean,
even if the insurance company gives you the money for it or something,
it don't matter.
You can't get it again. Yeah, you can't get it again.
So it's like, I mean, I can get another DX fucking Psycho set, or I got the DX Jigsaw or the Jesus. Pretty Woman is pretty rare because there's only 3 out there, and technically there's 5, but one guy bought 2 of them, and the other 2, Fred and Andrea, they wouldn't sell if you offered them 20
that's
grand.
Another piece, dude. Yeah, that Pretty Woman that you have, I forgot about that. That is a top shelf. That is probably one of the best figures around too.
Dude,
that's a great figure.
I'm looking at the shelf right now, the Fluffy and the Nathan shelf.
Sick,
bro. Like that makes you physically nauseous. Like, come on.
I was so happy to get Nathan because I mean it gave me at least a little satisfaction because I mean I didn't have that Fluffy.
Dude, Nathan's fire though.
Sick. I mean the way Beto made that thing. So yeah, Nathan was like made up a little bit for that.
And then I Saw the Devil. Have you seen that movie?
That's another thing, dude. It's so funny. When I came into the hobby, I thought I knew about so many movies, and I thought I knew about so much shit.
Yeah.
I met so many cool dudes through the hobby, even after you. I mean, and learned about movies, and even from you, like I Saw the Devil, No Country for Old Men. I never had seen that one.
See, I totally understand what you're saying. I saw a couple of movies for the first time because of the figures, for sure. Like, I would have never in my life watched I Saw the Devil. I just saw a bunch of people, like, posting up K. June's I Saw the Devil piece, and I watched it, and I was like, oh, my God. It was, like, one of the fucking dopest movies I've ever seen. But, like, shit like fucking... And
when I came in the group at first, you guys would always talk about shit like that. That was a daily thing. People were always showing those figures, those off-the-wall pieces that you didn't know about.
Well, this hobby has a lot to do with film. You know, it's not just toys. It's a film-based hobby. So
it is.
There are movies. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, dude, I've never seen fucking Tombstone. Like never.
Tombstone. Now that's a Western. You know what?
Doc Holliday, because everybody had the Doc Holliday, and I'm like, damn, that thing looks fresh as fuck. Oh God,
dude, I'll be your Huckleberry. Yeah, that's some dope right there. You got to see that Tombstone. I did see. And Doc Holliday, I have to say, he plays a badass in that movie. That's a good role.
Right. I mean, I obviously saw it, but I mean, another figure that I would have never, another movie I would have never watched if it wasn't for the figure was the original Westworld, the Cyborg.
Now, I had seen that from the old school back in the day. I did know about that.
Really?
And I'm a fan of that, and I couldn't believe, that's what I mean. Some of these characters that they would dig up, now, that shit came directly from my childhood. That movie was around when I was about probably 10 or 12, I think, somewhere when that came out.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember seeing that cowboy and thinking he was fucking wicked the way they couldn't stop him, and that he was an android blew my mind.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really, to be honest with you, to this day, I would love to have the whole figure and everything, but I would love to get just that bust, the one that Rain Man did.
Yeah, the bust,
where he's
pure
got
heat.
the face piece that comes off.
It's fire.
Yes, it is, bro.
If you could have one figure in my collection, if I said, Jason, you're all right, buddy. You're an all right guy. I'm gonna send you any figure you want. What one would it be? And I might just do that.
I would tell you to go ahead and get that box out and pack up that Jason Part 3 and send that sucker on.
Bro, that is my fucking shit right there, bro.
I think I would. If I had one credit, bro, I think I'd use it on that one. That's a grail right there for me because, that movie that's just my number.
Dude, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, that film, like, out of all the Jasons or the Friday the 13th, like, Part 3 and Part 7. Part 4 is pretty fire, too. I got 2 fucking final chapter Jason tattoos on me.
I know you got some nice. Your tat work is dope. You got some good horror themed shit.
Excuse me. Thank you.
Dude, I mean, dude, people don't ever see none of that shit. Like, you just horror. I mean, you're pretty much hobby only, and you're kind of even quiet on that tip lately. But people don't know about all those tats and shit.
Dude, I got my whole left leg is tatted. I got on my thigh. I mean, I got Charles Manson. You guys don't really vibe with that, but
some shit.
I got Reagan, Myers, Freddy, Leatherface, Pretty Woman. I got the Psycho hotel key. I got
that's cool.
The Hannibal Lecter.
That's wild. I always wanted to. I got Jason the Moss Voorhees.
Too. You wanted a what? I got a Jason Voorhees.
I always wanted to do a Jason piece, just a nice Jason mural or something would be cool. I thought.
I got Red Rum, fucking Rowdy. I got the Grady twins. I got a little bit of the carpet in the background. I don't know.
Would you say your horror number one is your number one?
What do you mean? Just horror in general?
Yeah. Would you say?
I've mentioned this in the past, and maybe if you haven't seen some of my other videos, like I can show you some. Mm-hmm. Like I'll pull some up, but like Halloween, the holiday, is huge in my book, and I spend thousands of dollars and months every year making a super fire complete haunted house at my place. We get food trucks, we do a lot of publicity. It's fucking
that's huge, dude, because that's for the kids, man. So,
dude,
yeah,
and
cool.
it's so crazy, and it's a big party. And
I saw your pics of it, dude. Your fucking setup was unbelievable looking. That shit looked really good.
I went hard 2 years ago. Last year it was I had a full fucking.
You do your whole yard. It's your whole yard, isn't it?
Yeah, and I got a lot of projectors out there. I got
it looked good.
I got talking. It's hardcore, but I love Halloween. And with Halloween, Halloween and horror kind of mix hand in hand a little bit. Horror is near and dear to my heart, but I've talked to Robert Terrell about this so many times. It's like, bro. Robert, I know you're listening. Shout out
to my boy Robert.
Anomaly 446.
Yeah, that's the dog right there. He does got a great horror collection. I'm a big fan.
Don't add to his ego. Jesus Christ, that's the last thing I fucking need to hear. No, but he does. He has a great collection. But I as much as I love horror, like that's where my heart really is. I can't just collect horror figures. Because
I agree with you on that. You're right. I know.
There's a vision that I'm trying to accomplish here. It's if you could have every fucking horror figure made on display, it's gonna look wonderful. But if you sprinkle in a little bit of Doc Holliday, some Plainview, maybe Anton, Bill, maybe a little Wonka, I Saw the Devil. Maybe a little Jigsaw action, maybe the Jesus, that shit's fire. It adds a lot more. You cover a lot more ground with it. And, not only do I love the hobby for the obvious reasons we've been talking about, but the art aspect is why I do this. You know, that's why I don't collect hot toys. I don't collect, you know, I like the handmade shit. And when you're amazed by the handmade shit, I'm not specific on characters. I want the highest quality. Like if you look at that Hyde figure from Danzo, Jesus.
It's amazing, dude. That's what you call, see, that's one of those figures that goes and kind of jumps up a couple tiers. It's like, that's one of those figures that's just on another level.
Yeah, it's
the
not
craftsmanship and shit.
Right.
It's just, yeah.
It's funny that you say tier because there are definitely many levels to this shit. And you know, honestly, the stuff that I collect, if there is a 1 through 10 when it comes down to like levels, if there is a 1 through 10, I would say my collection is at like a 6.
Now, did you have Hyde?
I never did, and I've never seen it in hand.
I know Tim and Brian both have them.
Yep.
Have Hyde.
Yep. And it's something, you know, I got a music degree, and I'm really into music, and I've done it my whole life. I've been taking piano lessons since I was 4 and drums since I was 7, and I'm really into music. I just had no fucking idea who this transvestite, transgender, fucking Asian Barbie doll was.
Right.
But I
didn't know nothing about it either, dude.
I was very intrigued by the fucking thing though, because it is so good. Like I talked to Tim, and Tim is brutally honest. Like, at least to me, he's so fucking honest that like he makes me feel like a pile of shit sometimes. And he's like if anything, if there's an issue with anything, he'll tell you. And he's like, every figure that he's opened, he's like, yeah, this could have been better, or this didn't really impress me, blah blah blah. I mean, he does.
I like to hear Tim.
He does this. He does this shit for a fucking living. Like he literally has a fucking 1/6 toy store.
Sure.
So he's involved in this. But when he opened Hyde, he was like, dude, this Hyde is fucking insane.
Yeah.
I think does it have the purse? It must have the purse system where it's the magnets. And
when I first looked at that figure, I'm like, first of all, no fucking way. Like nobody would want. Who's gonna figure it? And then all of a sudden, it's like you start saying, like, wow, like, look at the detail on this thing.
Oh my god!
Like look at the glasses, look at the guitar. And then I thought to myself, I'm like, I don't even know who this character is, but I would buy this fucking thing just because it looks so cool and it's so well done.
Too bad it was fucking $5,000 or whatever.
I know, bro. It's no joke. But
when I'm dropping $4 or $5K, son, I gotta be a little bit more picky.
I'm agreeing with you there. It better be dear to your heart.
So,
I hear you.
what figure do you want to see next? You want K June to do Jaws? Let me guess.
Dude, I do. I wish he would do Quint from Jaws.
I know a lot of people that want that fucking figure. So if you are listening,
he would
K
fucking
June,
kill it.
Yeah,
he would kill that. He could do that to the 9. I'm a big fan of that Shark City Ozark or whatever that I share sometimes on my Facebook. And dude, if you got a 1/6 scale Great White put with his set, it would just be a wrap. I mean, that would be the best display.
Oh my god!
I mean, I'm a huge fan of that. I'm watching out closely right now. I'm Betomatali's Frankenstein.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. But dude, I've been
checking it out.
You know, I did that podcast with him, and we tried to explain, you know, this is the deal, this is where we're at, this is the payment plan, blah, blah, blah. But, like, still people are like, dude, I don't know if I can get Frankenstein because I don't have, you know, the funds. I don't know where this coronavirus shit is headed, bro. It could be, like, we could look back in 6 months and be like, dude, did you see how fucking stupid we were? Like, imagine, like, buying guns and all the toilet paper. But we could also look back in fucking 6 months and be like, can you imagine that we didn't think, like, what happens if the COVID-20 comes out and kills 400,000?
Yeah, that's a very good point you bring up. Or next year, if it's the next virus, the corona, what's the next one that comes in?
You know what I mean?
Do this every time a fucking virus comes to our thing. That's what I mean. I'm shocked. I'm like you. I try to stay away from all the political, sexual, all that shit on the line, you know, all that shit.
Sexual?
But dude, no, I'm talking about like the, you know, the people's gender, what they prefer, whether they're homosexual.
And shit. Like,
yeah, like I stay away from all that shit. But dude, I'm shocked at the United States on this, that they fucked up like this and let our economy get kicked in the teeth and get our front teeth completely knocked out. Because, dude, they better get it together. This is going to be a reoccurring thing. If they found the chink in our armor, we better get it worked out real quick.
I think a lot of this, and I was talking to One's Customs the other day, actually yesterday, about this.
And shout out to it, bro. We've talked some. I don't want to cut you off real quick. Shout out to One Customs. I'm a huge fan of him, too. And I've seen him right in the hobby, and I own some of his work. And that's one of my boys, too. So, anyway, what now?
One's Customs, shout out.
Yeah,
no, I was talking to him, and he's like, dude, you better not start talking about that coronavirus shit on your podcast because motherfuckers are going to fucking hear that. And he's like, I don't trust the internet, bro. He's like, I told my girl that I wanted chicken nuggets one day, and I went on Facebook, and all I saw were ads for chicken nuggets. Like, they're listening to you, bro. They're listening. So,
dude, we were just talking about that in this house with those algorithms and all that shit. These microphones, they do, dude.
Well, let's just talk. I just wanted to touch base real quick. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. I'm not afraid. I'm strapped, son. Got that fucking AR-15.
My boy.
I got an AR-15.
You ain't gonna catch Stiff Richard flipping.
Bro, you come at me, guys. Come at me. I got an AR-15 in my fucking front closet, bro, with the extended clip.
My boy ain't playing.
Bah! No, but dude, this coronavirus shit. This is like I truly believe, and I'm not a conspiracy guy, but I truly believe that this is okay, let me just say it. Let's just say it like this. I don't believe that a motherfucker ate a bat and everybody got sick from it.
I don't either.
People have been eating motherfucking bats and rats and infected mice nests and shit for thousands of years.
Absolutely they have. It's nothing fucking new. You're exactly right.
So I think it's a cover up and or a test and or a possible, world war. Because you know what's funny is, okay, so China.
Or, Joe, you know what? The precursor to a world war.
Right. So China has how many people in their fucking country? Like, dude, I think I read something. Every 4 feet there's 2 people, like in Wuhan or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like they are fucking infested with people. Like, there's fucking people everywhere. So how many deaths do they have or some shit? Like 1,800 deaths or confirmed like something isn't making sense. So either A, they're lying about there's either 30 million deaths in China or they have the fucking vaccine. And have you seen how big Russia is on a map? Russia and China, they're homies, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that those fuckers either A, got the vaccine, or B, I don't know. It's fucking scary, though.
I share your opinion to a degree. I think that this was not mutated from a bat virus or some bullshit.
It was man-made for sure, but I'm trying to figure out why it is the way it is.
It was created in a little laboratory somewhere. They created this shit, and this is almost a form of like bioterrorism. And I think the public's not being told it because they would panic.
Oh, man.
But this is war. This is going to be how the new wars maybe are fought.
Well, it's like this. Okay, so here's another theory that doesn't make much sense, but at the same time, it's like, Jesus Christ, that makes a lot of sense. So China got up on the fucking podium, the leader or the president or the fucking, and he's like, he stands up there and he goes, USA, you fucking guy. Fuck you. Fuck all you. Fucking guy. You fuck come in. He goes, you come here and you fuck us all up. And I'm just sitting there watching it. I'm like, God damn, this dude's real pissed. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, Jason, let's just say me and you, okay? We're running the United States, okay? Me and you, we're having a conversation. I'll be Donald Trump. You'll be the government or whoever the fucking.
I'll be the vice president.
Illuminati. Yeah, you be whoever.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're like, all right, who's our number one threat financially? It's probably China, because China's the only country that really is. Wouldn't say the only country, but I mean, they produce like 70% of the world's shit, and they do it for next to nothing because they have like a slavery-based labor dollar over there. They're paying 6-year-olds 5 cents a day to fucking sew on Nike patches. They got power over there when it comes to that shit. So what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
What are we gonna do? Let's ruin their economy. Let's
That's what I'm talking. That's what I heard another analysis.
but I'm not but I'm saying I'm not going to let's not bomb them. I mean, it's 2020, son. Let's not bomb them. That'd be too messy. So apparently we had a team of 16 scientists like in November in Wuhan, China, that were there for like 2.5 weeks. And then when they left, apparently the Chinese are saying that's when this virus occurred. So there's a lot of weird shit going on. And I think that, it could have been a possible, we went in there and we like sprayed a little of the gay ass virus all over the floor or some shit. And then we left, and all those poor assholes died from it. But
bro, it does not smell right. It absolutely don't, and I don't think we're being told the whole truth behind it, like you had said. Also, I don't think we're absolutely being given all the info on it.
It also shows how much of we're sheep, bro, and we have no control over it.
Sitting ducks, bro. We're totally sitting ducks.
We have no control over it either. It's like, hey,
no.
And that's why I said it might be a test. It's like, hey. It's like let's just go back to Christmas, okay? Christmas 4 months ago. What if I told you 4 months ago, Jason? All right, so my fucking camera died, and this tripod can fuck off. So, Jason, you still with me, buddy?
Yes, I'm here, bro.
He's still with me.
Had a little technical difficulty. Yes, I'm here.
Difficulty. All right, I don't even know what I was talking about. Something about fucking, something about
talking
guns.
About the conspiracies. Yeah, conspiracies and shit and guns and things.
Yeah, maybe we should pump the brakes on conspiracy theories and shit like that. I don't want.
Yeah, because we're all kind of helpless right now, bro. All we can do is defend our own little line of sand right now.
It's true.
That's it.
But I'm just saying that we're not being told everything. Oh, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. Let me just pump the brakes real quick, go back a little and say, let's just say we're going to go back to Christmas time, right?
Yep.
If I told you that the world was literally going to shut down, everybody was going to be hiding from a virus, you won't be able to leave, people would be looting fucking toilet paper and people would
buying guns up the fuck.
Yeah, buying guns. And food shortage. And I'm like, this is going to happen in 2 months, Jason. Would you have believed me?
Never, bro. They just said you're some wacko. Yeah, no. Fuck no.
So that's why people are really afraid of this whole unknown thing, because we, like I said, we don't know whether it's going to be the springtime comes, the summer comes, things start to die down.
And the heat helps.
See, that's another thing, though. I was like, people say that it dies in 80-degree weather, and then my last podcast, I'm like, amigos, I talked to Beto and shit. It's 100 fucking degrees down there. I'm like, how is it? He's like, everybody's sick, and we're dying, and we're hungry.
Well, then that shoots that in the foot, because I guess that means that doesn't mean shit for us.
Yeah.
But dude, until this is done, until they get something, until our engineers can beat these other engineers at this chess game and get something to cross cancel out what they're putting on us, we're going to be at their mercy for a minute. They got to get something.
But like I'm saying, do you really think, like, okay, so we can launch a missile, we can predict the fucking millisecond or the millimeter and the second it hits on the other side of the globe, but we can't real quick dice up some fucking.
I think it's almost like a puzzle. I think the United States engineers, like the Army Corps, is the best in the world, but I think it's like a puzzle. They got to break it down, attack it, figure out how to do it, and then once they get that, they can't just turn that shit loose right on us. They have to make sure what they want to do. Right, and that might take not super long.
18 months, they said. What are we going to fucking be doing this until?
Bro, no way. No fucking way. It ain't going to. That's what I'm saying, dude. These guys are on. The United States economy is officially on the clock. It's like, sit and look at your wristwatch, man, because we're on the clock.
Yeah.
Every minute this shit continues, we're digging the hole deeper.
Scares the shit out of me, bro.
It is, bro. It does me too, and it's got me flippy a weird couple of days. It's had me like in a negative mindset.
That's where I'm like, I always want to get back, painting your face and shit.
It gets you fruity and shit. You get crazy, dude. You start hearing all this shit, thinking you have to be defending your stuff.
Ain't nobody getting my Part 6 Jason, brah.
I'm up at the door waiting, bro. Hell no. No, but it's just like, yeah, man. It's like it gets you in a weird mood when you hear all this negative shit. So I just want to get back into something. I'm like, I got to get back into the hobby.
We haven't had any positive fucking light at the end of the tunnel for a month and a half.
Dude, nobody's having no fun. Like, nobody's having no fun. You don't hear nothing right now. No, the mood's so tight. Friends that are usually good friends are like arguing with each other on other posts and things over political shit. It's fucking crazy, bro. So I don't know, man. Everybody needs like something positive or some to remember the simple shit and have some fun again.
You know, the only positivity that I'm looking forward to, like I said, we don't have much to look forward to. I don't believe in psychics, but the only thing that I fucking am hoping to God is true. And this comes from the psychic Sylvia Brown, and it was written in 2008. And I saw a hard copy of this, so this isn't Photoshop. But she wrote, in around 2020, a severe pneumonia-like illness will spread throughout the globe, attacking the lungs and the bronchial tubes and resisting all known treatments. Almost more baffling than the illness itself will be the fact that it will suddenly vanish as quickly as it arrived.
That's fucking pretty crazy, bro.
That's the only thing that I'm looking forward to right now. Is a fucking
and
psychic.
That's the part that freaks me out. Like, how can, like, and that's what I've heard too. Like, this thing, it's just like the Grim Reaper, the shadow of death, bro. It rolls into town and that blanket rolls right out of town. So it's like, how can it just come in and then roll right out? And that's what it's going to do, I think.
Mother Nature, bro.
Telling you, bro, it's spooky.
Can you imagine if in 2 weeks we just woke up and Trump comes on and he's like, well, everything, I don't know what happened, but everything's done now.
Just go back to your life, people. It is what it is. We're working behind the scenes. Just go back to your normal life. You know, hiding in your fucking house and wearing masks and stuff. I understand, but we can't do that indefinitely, bro. That's like Trump said. We're just not built for that.
We aren't. Do you wear masks outside?
I don't, bro.
I don't either.
I don't wear any masks. I don't wear any gloves. I do wash my hands a lot more than I ever have before.
Yeah, same.
Me and my little family here, my girl and her daughter, we're staying away from people as best we can. I have been in public to get food, but we try to limit how much we come and go. And other than that, yeah, man, everything I know is shut down. I can't go work out at a gym. I had to go buy my own home workout shit. And as I went in, it was like an apocalyptic movie. Dude, people were pulling up in pickups and shit to empty the store.
Okay, so when it comes down to this whole shit, I'm more afraid of the way people are acting than the fucking virus itself.
I would agree. I would agree with you on that. That's what got me concerned. That's why I started getting into that, like, apocalyptic mindset, going, you know,
see, but that's the problem. It's like this. It's like, buy one package of toilet paper. But then it's like, you go to the store, and if there's 3, you're like, well, I'm going to get 2 or 3 of these because I don't know the next time I'm going to be able to get it. And it's just a snowball effect. But people, man, the whole fucking world sucks, bro. People are fucking pieces of shit. It's become a
fucked up place. It really is. It's not a nicer place right now. And I know, I mean, there was an old saying I remember a buddy of mine used to tell me. He had it on a shirt. It's a dog-eat-dog world.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it really is these days, though. It's fucking sad. I mean, you know, you try to help people and stuff, but it's like, you hear the stories of people pull over to do a good deed for somebody or something, and those are the poor fools that get fucking shot in the head or something, or, you know what I mean? Like,
mm-hmm.
It's a sick world, bro. It really is. I don't think it's changed for the better.
Do you read the Bible?
I don't.
But
I'm
either,
a big religion. I do believe in God, and I was raised Catholic in the church and stuff. And I've been in pretty much church has been a part of my life when I was younger, and God my whole life.
So apparently, the Old Testament says some shit about this, and kind of touches on, you know, Israel building an altar, and fucking the second coming of Christ comes and just looks at us and says, "What the fuck are you guys doing?" What if that happened, bro? What if you woke up tomorrow and they're like, there's just a guy like standing on an altar, and he's like, "You guys ready to go back to normal from being fucking piles of shit your whole life?"
Well,
what do you gotta say for yourself? What would you do?
Well, and it's also like, yeah, the old saying, like you're talking about it too. When the wicked inherit the earth, so God's gonna take it back. So it's like, you fill in the blanks, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Fucked up, bro.
I wish God would come back and just help us.
I've heard that saying, and as people could say as corny or cliche as that sounds, I think we need some divine intervention. I think God's maybe giving us a message right now.
Bro, how deep? How deep is this podcast? Just took a turn.
Deep, bro.
We're talking about the second coming of Christ and shit. You want to get
nuclear war?
Yeah,
nuclear
you want to
war
get back
shit?
on? You want to get back on Jason
Okay.
3 or what?
Okay.
God damn.
You know what, dude? I do want to touch on is what it was like when I came in the hobby.
Yeah. What
in
was
the
it
hobby
like?
when I came in.
Yeah.
Dude, the hobby when I came in, it was an interesting place, bro. There was one group. It was SSG.
Yup. That's
and there
damn
was a
true.
Million, and there was a fucking. It was stacked deep with every great collector there that you could see. It was overwhelming, actually, at first.
That's
when
true
I got
too.
There.
Yep.
It was insane, bro. There was more dudes doing it big at one time.
Yep.
You had Michael. You had obviously Stifford's collection, but you had Magnus' collection.
Yep.
You had Tariq Hammond. You had guys like my boy Branko Milosevic. You had JMD Donnelly. All my homies out there. My boys. All of them. You had Tim.
God, I'm
probably
fucking
had
really...
one of the biggest.
Tim
Sabra.
Yep.
He had one of the biggest collections and closed.
What about our boy? What about our boy Abdullah? Bad.
Well, Bad's on another level. Now that kid, he does it real big, bro.
What about Con Al? It's all about the shmoney.
Bro, I'll tell you, when you talk about that Bad, like you said, you had pointed him out to me. He has one of the most impressive collections.
He's so humble too. Like he's fucking so humble.
Dude, you know what you can tell? He just loves it. Like he's got a love for it.
He does.
But
he's got a he does his own.
Nice
he does
stuff.
his own thing. He doesn't ever jump into any conversations or politics or any of that shit.
Yeah,
he just does his own shit. I talk to him all the time via PM. He's a fucking really cool guy.
I follow him on Instagram, and you actually are the one who pointed me out to him, and so I follow him on Instagram, and he has fucking got some amazing stuff, man.
You want to talk
like his stuff.
about museum shit? That fucker lives in a museum, bro.
Dude, he posted one statue that he's got, and it's a Berserk. It's from the Japanimation stuff, and it's Berserk, and it's the dude General Zod or whoever. But dude, that thing is so fucking cool. Like he's got some very unique shit that you don't see every day.
He's a boss.
Mm-hmm.
Like boss.
And yeah, so it's drastically changed. There was one group there for us, and then all of a sudden it's like, which is good because, you know, I mean, everybody went off, but there was just that was the only place. It was SSG. And there was OSR, and there was Johnny Deek's group. So that was it when I first came in. And I just remember, dude, it was overwhelming. I was like, man, I will never find one of these figures. I'm never going to get one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so sick of looking at all these other dudes' collections. So it can be overwhelming, bro. I remember that. So people, I think, when they first come in, they can go one of two ways real quick. They can be inspired by it and want to, like, you know, get some of this stuff, or they can get hateful about it. You know, this is dumb. Nobody would ever do that and spend that for something on a figure or something. Mm-hmm. But they like it. That's the thing about some of it, though. Most of the guys, and I know this is true, more than 99% of them, the dudes who talk that shit, they don't mean that. They really do like it, but they just won't invest the money in it, so they're going to knock it and say that it's fucking stupid.
Right, exactly.
But they really deep down like it.
It's like me and my buddies were talking about, okay, so I don't want to name drop because I don't want more thumbs downs on his videos, but he's a YouTuber and he's a collector, and thumbs down on YouTube, like the algorithm works the same as a thumbs up, so I could give a fuck less, but it's like it really bothers him, like thumbs down on his videos. He's like, why the fuck are you watching it if you thumb it down right away? It's like I'll upload a video and I'll get a thumbs down. The video's 2 hours long and then I'll get a thumbs down in like 2 minutes, and it's like they don't even watch it, they just thumb it down and they just want to sit there and hate. And I tried to explain to him that same thing. I'm like, dude, people are going to knock it. They're going to hate it. And they're going to just it's just being a hater, bro. It's just hating.
It is really weird, though. But I think if you could get everybody, and I think the problem, too, is we're all spread out and shit. And we don't get this. If we could all get on the same platform.
If this was a face-to-face thing, it would be different.
Right. And it's just like, yeah, it could help cure up a lot of the shit, the negativity. But yeah, dude, it's like, and I get it, and I was a newer collector, but I got that from guys that buy, like, oh, and I was even attacked on a lot of things for saying something, but people get really offended about shit and start flipping out on you, thinking that you think you're better than them because you like this shit.
Yeah, dude.
And dude, I'm nobody better than nobody. I got a love for the art.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
If you have a love for the shit that we do, you're always going to look like a quote-unquote elitist or a snob or think you're better than them regardless. There's no getting around it. There's none.
Yeah, and then it's like, and then that guy and a collector like me comes along and shoots that fucking shit right through the foot by saying, you know what, dude, that ain't true. Because I used to collect all the shit you did. I didn't want that stuff anymore once I got into this.
You know, it's interesting. This hobby is so interesting, though. It's just this figure shit because, dude, at the end of the day, we're all like, there's no normal people in this hobby. Like there is
very interesting characters, bro. Big personalities.
Yeah,
sure.
we got weird fuckers. Like I'm weird. Like I got my kinks. You are fucking a maniac.
Over the top.
Yeah, I'm heavily into the watch community, and I'm telling you this right now, bro. Just take my word for it. There's 12,000, 15,000 members in this group. If you come flexing in there with a fake Rolly or a fake Movado, people,
dude, they would.
Bro.
I don't even know what to say about that. Like, how fast would you be zapped, or how?
Or not even that. It's like, could you imagine going up into that group and saying like, why would all you idiots pay for that? That's stupid.
Right.
Like they're like,
it's like something that you don't do or something that you can't understand.
Right. You know what I mean? Same as like I'm part of a couple like Silverado addicts or like a hot rod group. You can't go up into a hot rod collecting group and be like, look at my.
And you know what kills me about a lot of people, dude? The first fucking word out of their mouth sometimes. And I guess this comes down to different personalities, but every word that they say is attached to cheap. Is it the cheapest? Is that the cheaper one? Can you get this? Dude, cheap things don't always come good. You know what I mean? And maybe, like you said, in some of these groups, man, you got a group, say you got a hot rod group, these dudes got nice collector, 70-something Camaros they put money into.
Mm-hmm.
This dude comes in and tells them that he found a rust bucket down the street with all generic parts from fucking some knockoff fucking junkyard that he could build one for half the money. And they'll tell him, well, maybe we don't want to fucking do that. Maybe this is what we want to build a nice one, or we want ours nice. We don't want the cheap shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get that part. Like, everything's the cheapest. Can you get this done? Dude, cheap is not good in my book.
No, it's not.
I do believe you get what you pay for.
Yeah,
I'm a firm believer in that, or at least you try to.
And, you know, the reason that I'm even talking about this is because I wish you got, like, I'm not going to tell you guys my business, but it's like, again, I'm middle class. Everybody thinks I'm rich. I can't just go to the store and spend $1,000 or, you know, I can't. No,
you're like everybody else. You're working for what you want.
I work hard as fuck.
Right.
And I'll work extra for something I want. And people just don't seem to understand that, you know, they're like, I'm going to support Red, man. I can't afford it. Don't fucking, you know. See, I think, you know, Paul Manzi, he made a good point. I was talking to him the other day. When you talk about someone's collection like that and being cheap, you're talking about their pocket and their wallet. And when you talk about their wallet, you're talking about something very, very personal. Because, you know, money makes the world go around. Money is everything for everybody.
And people take it as a knock to their ego.
So you start fucking talking shit like we're talking shit right now. People are going to take it as, yo, this is, you're personally attacking me now. You know what I'm saying? So it's everything's kind of stupid.
And I see a lot of dudes, it's funny too, that are in the hobby that, just like you were just saying, these fucking dudes, they got kids, they got bills, and they're still finding a way to save their money or do what they have to do to try to get their figures or save for their little projects and stuff. And they've got wives and they've got kids and shit. They're not multimillionaires. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean. It's just, I don't know, man. The guys that are not into it, maybe they're just not into it, or they like it, but they don't want to pay for it. They're not willing to invest.
What about the bleeding heart posts?
Oh, dude, that shit's another one. That shit, dude, right there. Let me tell you what,
bro. You'll message me at like 4:30 in the morning, like sending me screenshots, like, look at this fucking loser, like just fucking so stressed about the bleeding heart post. Go ahead, bro. Let them know, Jay.
The bleeding heart stuff, just the whole setup of it all, dude. I can't handle that shit, dude. The way that they,
Give an example.
Oh God, bro. Okay, hold on, though. You got me on the spot on this one, bro. Hold on, I don't. Dude, I don't. There's multiple ones, man. There's just too many of them to keep up with, and you have to admit, dude, I've seen right through some of them too. You have to admit.
Yeah.
Some of those bleeding heart posts were just.
For those who don't know what a fucking bleeding heart post is, would you like to just give them an example, or just explain what you mean by bleeding heart post?
A bleeding heart post, I think, is a post that's geared toward getting everyone to line up and say, "Oh," and give you a pat on the back. Like it's just like you're being funneled into like a, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. I'm not one to really air out my stuff too much to do that.
Yeah.
So I think when people do it, they're kind of looking for maybe an attention grabber, sort of. I would say it's kind of how I view it. And you know, and they use it a lot in the. Funny that you bring that up, though. I've seen it in the figure world a lot. You know, the bleeding heart stuff about how, you know, guys like us that work hard, we wish we could collect figures like that, but you know, someone in the family passed away, and you know, they've been downgraded at their job, and now, you know what I mean, and they just wish it must be nice. You know what I mean? Must be nice. Shit like that, trying to make you feel guilty almost. So that's kind of where I coined it, the bleeding heart sort of. Where and then the other collectors chime in. You're okay. What you have is just fine. Be glad you have that. You know, that type of shit. And I don't like all that shit.
Well,
that set up shit.
You used to fucking really go hard at the bleeding heart post. Fuck. You'd be like, look at our boy so and so with the fucking bleeding heart post all over the
fuck. You were like, who gives a fuck? Yeah, I did, dude. Yeah. I did. That shit used to get at me a little bit.
People got their issues, and they all got their own shit going.
And then, you know, dude, and I got a lot of other guys that are in the hobby, man. If everybody in any event, whatever love you have for it, man, I'm not putting that down, man. But I mean, I think there's a lot of people who are kind of acting, or they're faking the funk. They're not really in it for real.
Yeah,
they don't really have a real love for it. It's more of a little kind of a social setting.
It's a social theme for a lot of guys. Yeah. It's like
see them on every post, the same, you know, yelling at "I want" with the exclamation mark, or you know,
dude, that is so sweet.
Right, or I'll get that grail one, you know, shit like that. It's like
they're just trying to fit in. Back to the SSG thing. When you first came into this shit, you said that it was the only, you know, custom group, and it sucks that it kind of the groups now. It's so cliquey, and it's like, you know, you got a group with fucking 200 people here, and there's like 15 admins. It's like, what are you guys doing? Like you need,
and some of the exactly, and then some of the admins are rabid guys, and they don't maybe know you, so they'll fucking hammer you or throw you out of the group for even saying anything.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of kids on the internet type shit. It's fucking retarded. It's dumb.
It is. When you first started SSG, Joe, who do you remember? Was there a core group of original members like you, Magnus, and just a few guys only who were in there together? Or did it start out with a big group right off the rip when you let everyone in?
What I did was I started.
Or when it was created.
When I started SSG, it was because whenever I shared any of my custom work on fucking OSR, no offense to OSR, but a lot of the guys didn't understand it, and then that's where like the bickering and battling came into. I said, you know what? I'm gonna fucking start a custom figure group. Where guys that just know and understand and love the custom shit can just rock with it. And so I did a video on my old channel. I'm like, yo, SSG, boom. This is 6 scale grails. This is a custom group. And I remember, you know, I went to bed that night, and I woke up, and there was like 600 fucking requests. It was a lot. Because One's Customs, he did a video on it too. And then I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I don't really want to let every one of these fuckers in. So SSG got, you know, I think it was up to like 300 people. And it was cracking at first, you know. Like people that usually don't even share were sharing. I mean, guys that aren't in it anymore because of stupid fucking shit that's happened in the past. Like the chirping will always exist, whether you're collecting customs or you're collecting mass produced. Everybody's going to bicker. And then, this painter thinks that he should, like there was still bickering. So there was a lot of drama in SSG. So I had to do a lot of cleaning up. Now, if you kick a fucking person out of a group, bro, you are getting hammered. So,
okay. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah. So like if you remove somebody from a group, what are they going to do? They're going to take pictures, they're going to take screenshots of you, and they're going to go to every other group and say, this guy's a fucking piece of shit. He kicked me from his group. He's a fucking elitist. It's like, Jesus Christ. So that happened, and it became like a battleground for a little bit. Some people left, and they're like, fuck you. I really wish that, that we could move on from this shit, from all the past bickering. Because, like, dude, when I didn't know any better, I was a dickhead to a lot of these guys. And, like, it's funny to me because I sit here and I think, like, when you really sit back and think about it, about how this hobby is divided over the years. If we could just let the past be the past, this hobby would be so much stronger. Anybody who's talked shit to me, if they came up to me and said, hey, dude, let's just look past it and let's fucking move on.
Right. You're not going to hold a grudge on
No,
them.
fuck no. This shit is so...
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? This shit is so small and so... it takes way too much energy to hold grudges and
it does, bro. And I think everybody would have a hell of a lot more fun if we were all together having a good time. It would be so much more enjoyable. Everybody would be like, that's what I was inspired by when I first came in. Everybody was having fun. Everybody was showing shit and doing things. It was like inspiration. Like, wow, look at this, look at that. Now, like you said, everybody's got to take their ball and go to their own little park. Everybody wants to play together, like all of us, on one unified type of thing. Like,
and I think that like getting like having disagreements and shit, like that's fucking sometimes good. Like having positive discussions and shit with people and other collectors. Yeah. But it's like everybody's so fucking sensitive in the world now, and
they do, dude. It turns into more of an argument, and people can't just say, "Okay, this is my opinion only. This is what I think." No, you're a fucking asshole, dude. Right? They think you're attacking them or something.
Yeah,
exactly. That's the first thing they get instead of debating it. Say, no, this is what I think. Like, I hear what you think. That doesn't make me mad. I don't think you're an asshole because you think that.
Right.
Even the guys who talk shit about some of this stuff before. I don't look to make any enemies in the hobby. I've met probably, dude, after I met you, there's so many cool dudes. I've got some better friends in this hobby right now, Joe, than I have in real life.
Ain't like that crazy?
Around my house and shit. Seriously, I communicate with these guys more than I do. I don't hang out with my high school. Like, my whole Facebook thing, it's geared toward my hobby. Mm-hmm. It's not to connect with my old high school friends and shit.
I would never talk to a real life friend on the phone for 2 hours like I'm doing you right now.
So that's what I mean. Like, example, like for you, right? And get cool with you.
And back to
I've been bullshit with you for 5 years now. I talk to you more than I talk to my best friends usually around here. I can't imagine blocking a guy because he pissed me off over something he said to me about our hobby. Like, I would never do that, dude. I would never fucking block a guy because he just made a comment that angered me or. Like you said, dude, diversity within a group is good sometimes. Everybody can express different opinions and shit.
How many times have you fucking went off the deep end on my ass and I was like, it's all good, bro?
Oh, God, bro. Several times. That's how I knew you were fucking totally a cool, straight-up guy. And maybe a lot of people don't know you really. Because if they did, they would see you were a way more down-to-earth, just everyday fucking cool dude, man. And you're the type of dude for real. Barring the figures and shit, I could sit down, drink a beer, and we could bullshit about probably multiple things.
Yeah.
So that's what a lot of people don't know about you. And I have lost a couple times and pissed off about shit, got raggedy, and been a total dick, and you were totally cool about it. And you did. You were very cool about it. And you could have been probably a bigger cock about it. So,
my boy just wanted to be a rising star.
Sure. I was tripping on some shit.
My boy wanted to start the fucking
you
the guerrilla warfare. Guerrilla warfare?
No, I do think that, though, bro. Straight up, though. I think a lot of people, if they knew you more out there, they would see that you have a more down-to-earth, cool side. You know, sometimes what happens when people fill in their own blanks, though, and they don't know people. When they judge people or they don't really know them.
Well,
or take the time to get cool.
I come across. I'm on the internet, dude. I come across like a huge douche. I don't know what I do, bro. This is turning into 2 hours. I'm gonna fucking kill myself. Can we just like I could talk about this forever because like again, you're not doing shit. I'm not doing shit. Everything's fine, but. Can we just like call it a wrap like for now and then
so what are you gonna do? You're gonna cut this and you're gonna use this as an episode right here?
Yeah, we could just do that and then we can maybe I'll just name it like I said, we can just name it fucking one of two or whatever. Like I said, we need to fucking wrap this up because I gotta
we talked mad shit.
Yeah, we Dude, that's fucking funny, bro. You're funny. He's like, yeah, we talk mad shit.
Yeah, we do. It's a great platform, bro. I think it's a great way you have this. You got the artists, you got the everyday collectors. You just got everybody here. I mean, eventually, it'd be nice if you could get some of the tailors, the painters.
Oh yeah, I got a lot of plans. I got a couple of them.
Right,
a couple of them in the works.
I look forward to watching these.
I got a fucking translator right now that I'm kind of in the communicate with.
That is dope. That's a good idea, bro.
Yeah, but it's tough, bro. Because Rain Man's English is fucking rowdy.
Oh, he will be a real challenge to get for sure. I was already thinking that how the fuck are you gonna do that?
He's like
with him.
He's like, friend, I want to do a podcast with you.
His fucking English is so choppy and broke up.
Dude, one time he FaceTimed me on FaceTime. He's like face to face with me. He's like, it's for you, and I'm like, yeah, what's up, dude? He's like, yeah. So yeah, I want to eventually get him and K June, and I was actually talking to. I don't want to give. I
remember the one fucking quote that he put in the group. He put a picture of Punch Time. And he put in there, "What's up, my hip hop boy?"
Yeah, he's like, you are big. He goes, "You are a big hip hop boy."
Yeah, that is crazy, dude. That's funny.
Motherfucker draws pictures of me and shit and sends me pictures. I'll post a picture up here. He's
amazingly talented, man. That's the Rain Man. He is, man. He's unbelievable, bro. And he's getting even better too. So that's what's scary. He's not even hit his peak. He's not hit his peak yet.
He's got his granddaughter. He just posted a picture of his granddaughter on Instagram, like on Photoshop. She's fucking 6 months.
He's been a little bit quiet.
That fucking coronavirus is probably rowdy over there too now.
The what?
The coronavirus in fucking North Korea or South Korea.
Oh, shit. Dude, it's ripping through everywhere, I think, right now. And then all of a sudden, like you said, all of a sudden it's going to be kind of weird, or if all of a sudden they just tell us that it's over with and it's gone as quick as it came, folks.
That'd be fucking fabulous.
That's going to be even fucking weirder than everything. If we hear that right there, bro, that will make everybody really know that there was a lot more fucking going on to this than they do.
I just want to go outside and go to like the mall.
It was beautiful here. It was beautiful here today. The sun was out. Yeah, there's no type of activities. Everything's shut down, like shit like that. Like the food stores are open for us.
It's snowing like a motherfucker right now, dude. Jesus Christ.
Out here in my yard, it's sunny as fuck out here right now. It's beautiful. 56 and like sunny today.
Well, you better go outside. We got to wrap this up. So, everybody watching, Jason R. Johnson, good buddy of mine. Figure It Out, episode number 7. We are going to be out this bitch. Do you want to say anything else before I close this out?
I want to thank you, Stiff Richards, bro, Joe, for having me on. I've been waiting, and I want to give a shout out to all my friends out there, all my collective friends, SSG, and all the areas and all the buddies that I've met in the hobby. I want to give a shout out to all the artists too that I follow. Betomatali, Rain Man, One's Custom, Cajun Art, Scott Peterson. I just want to give a shout out to all those guys and the tailors too. All my favorite tailors, Lapita, Yunso, Canella.
Yeah.
Thanks for all the great work.
For sure. Without you guys, we would be nothing.
That's it, bro.
All right.
Shout out to everyone, man, and thank you for having me on, bro. It was enjoyable.
There you have it. Jason R. Johnson, Stiff Richards. Episode number 6.
Stay safe.
All right. We are out this bitch. Later.
See ya.